Remember HTML and CSS? Yeah, me neither. Turns out I had to do a lot of research. Hey cryptic creatures, welcome back to the crypt. In today's video, I'm going to show you the top 5 things that you need to know to update your Spacehey profile. If you're here, I assume that you already know what Spacehey is, but if you don't, then you can watch this video first, which was my initial reaction to Spacehey, which is basically the new MySpace. So more specifically, today we're going to go over how to change your font, how to change your background, how to add a banner, how to add a footer, and how to change the colors on everything. Then at the end, I'm going to share 2 resources with you that will help you figure out how to do everything else not shared in this video. So before we jump into it, I just have to give 2 shout outs. First, major and biggest shout out is to Rainbow Goth, because every single accessory that I'm wearing today is from Rainbow Goth, and this is not a sponsored video. This is just how much I absolutely love her store. Sugar and spikes. I got this beanie, I got this choker, and these earrings were an amazing gift from Rainbow Goth that I absolutely love. So if you like what you see, then make sure you check out her store at Sugar and Spikes, and the link will be in the description below. Also, these lashes are from Glam Goth Beauty. Link also in the description below. So now let's dive into how to update your Spacehey profile. This is what my Spacehey profile looked like last week when I first set it up, and this is what it looks like now. Shout out to my 29 friends! So, as you can see, it's still a work in progress, but it's a huge upgrade and much more personalized than it was last week. And I have actually done all the things that I'm going to share with you today. So you can change the fonts on your profile to be any font that you want, as long as you can get the code for it. Okay, so to start styling your profile, you're going to want greater than symbol, style, less than symbol. And that's where you're going to fit all of the code for your profile. But make sure you put that style on the top. Next, we're just going to put information about the fonts and text that we want. So this is the first tip and lesson. First thing that you need to do is go to Google Fonts, and that's fonts.google.com. Here, you'll see a whole list of fonts. So you'll have some suggestions on the front page. Here, you could scroll down until you see a font that you like. Here's one that kind of looks like bones. Now, for all you goth and spooky alternative people out there, you might be interested in Chiller. It's kind of a spooky font. There's also, I think there's Thriller. Thriller. Oh, there's Thrills. There's Horror. American Horror. Ooh, American Horror Story. Hammer Horror. Oh, there's several horrors. So yeah, if you type in horror, you'll get some good ones. Zombie. Zombie Guts. Creepster. That's the one we all know and love. So you can search for the fonts in the search bar. If you know a font by name, you can search for it there, or you can just search. If you're looking for creepy ones, I just gave you some right there. That's step 1. Step 1 is to go to Google Fonts and find the font that you like. Okay, so not every font that you come across in Google Fonts is going to be available. Some you're going to have to pay for. So if it is available, you can just go to select this style, which is to the right here, and then you'll go to import. Make sure you click import, and then you'll copy all of this. Then you'll go to edit your profile, and then you'll paste your import style there, but make sure you delete this second style. You're gonna want all of your style coding to be within style opener and the style closer. So this is how you open it. This is how you open your style editing, and this is how you close it. So you're gonna wanna get rid of this. That's that. So once you paste that into your About Me section, you have the font ready to use. But that's just the first step. The next step is telling your profile exactly where you want those fonts to appear. So that could be your main font. You can use it everywhere, or you could just use it in headers. So to tell your profile where you want it, you're gonna wanna use this code. So P stands for all of the font that's just in the regular page. So not in the headers, but just everywhere where there's just normal text. So that's the information that you've filled in when you created your profile, this is the command for what font that will be. So then for that, you're gonna wanna go back to the Google Fonts. Underneath that first bit of code and information you copied, there's CSS rules to specify families, and then you'll copy that. And that is what you'll post in this section. And then this is where you paste that. And then that's kind of like one command. So, or rule, actually, I don't know, like technical programming terms, okay? But that's just like one instruction that you're giving to your profile. And that's just like the type of font. But you can also choose the size. So you put a semicolon at the end to say that, yes, I've chosen my font. And then you're gonna wanna say the size of your font. So you could easily change that by changing the percentage. So if I change this to 300% and then save, you'll see that the text on my whole profile is much bigger. Now just watch. Look at that. Now everything is all of a sudden so much bigger. So that's how you can control the font size. You can also use pixels, I believe. So instead of the percentage, it could be like, 20px and then semicolon. And that changed it as well. So now we've gone over how to choose a font, how to change the size of your font, and now I'm going to show you how to change the font color, because that's something that I had a hard time figuring out. Text was already, or the font was already black, so I didn't need to change it, but let's say we wanted it to be purple, right? So then we just go right under that last command, which was font size, and formatting does matter, so you're going to want to add spaces so that it's all aligned like this. And I will leave this code in the description below so you can kind of like copy it, paste it, make it your own though. Don't just copy my profile. You better not. Oh yes, so the thing about changing text color is that you only need to put color. Unlike the other commands or rules or whatever it is, where it says font family, font size, this one you don't need to put font, you literally just need to say color. For whatever reason, it only understands that to be text color. So you'll put color, and then you could say purple, semicolon, and save, and let's see what that looks like. And now all of my main text is purple. So you can see this is like where I've entered information. Oh, and it's even in the, I guess these are like subheaders, general, music, movies. So all of that will be the same color. That's how you could change font style or size anywhere in your profile. Just make sure that if you want to have several fonts, you have to copy all of the import portions from each font first before you can give the commands under each section, if that makes sense. Let me actually just go ahead and add another font so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go for like a creepy one. So again, go to select the style, make sure import is selected, copy everything. Actually, you don't need to copy the style parts because that's already there. Copy everything else, paste it underneath, and then let's put that in the headers. Okay, so we have P, which is like all of the normal text that's not headers, and then under that we have a new command. So we have H1, H2, H1, comma, H2, comma, H3, comma, H4, comma, H5, comma. So basically all of our headers, and then an open bracket, so that's important. And then underneath it with the dashes, you again have the family, the font family. So we need to go back, copy the CSS rules. So then make sure you copy the correct font information. Creepster, because we want to add Creepster to the headers. Font size will still be 200, and let's just leave the color black and see how that looks. And it worked! And we have 2 fonts on our profile. What now? What now? Okay, sorry. Oh, and my profile still has so long to go. But we did that. So now you can see how to add a different font to your headers than to your body. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want, you can have many different fonts, and you could do the same. You could format this to be H1 open bracket, and then have that be its own font, and basically paste this information under there for whichever font you want, and so on. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below if that part made any sense. But for me right now, I just want all of my headers to have the same font, so we're just leaving that alone. And that concludes the first part of how to edit your fonts. So let's move on to how to change your background. So next is body. So make sure that you close the bracket for the fonts over here. And then you can open a new bracket for the body, which will allow you to change your background. So type body, open bracket, background, and you could simply put a color here. So I'm going to copy this really fast. Command X, and then we'll just put pink. So you can see what that looks like, okay? Save. And my background is simply pink. Now you can always type in like pink, green, orange, black, you know, all the colors. It will come with a predetermined color. But if you want to choose very, very specific colors, you just need to look up the code for the specific color. So you can get any shade or hue you want. You just have to look that up. And you can find that in CSS Color Picker. You can copy any one of these codes. I've been using this one. Okay, so we just copied this color, right? So instead of pink, you can put that specific color that we looked up. So it's RGB, parentheses, put in the color shade, save it. Let's view the profile to see what color of pink that was that we chose. There we go. And now it's this specific shade of pink here. We can do it with this shade and just pick these numbers, around RGB, parentheses, and inside the parentheses, the numbers that you copied from the CSS color picker on Google. You have it, there's the color. Now, I had a photo that I ruined because I was gonna save that code and I completely forgot and copied something else, but not to worry. So to create your background, first of all, you can really basically find any image that you want, but you need a very specific link to put it into your background. So you're gonna probably want to get an Imgur account. I really don't even know how you say that, but you know, imgur.com. I got a free account and I was able to upload the photos that I'm using for Spacehey on here. So I have this little cemetery image that I created just by finding a picture of a cemetery and then using a photo editor to make it kind of oil painty and just change the effects and make it my own. So now it's an original image. I'm going to want to use the direct link. So you'll be able to tell if it's the correct kind of link if at the end it has .jpeg or JPG or the file type. If the link doesn't have dot and the file type at the end, it's not the correct kind of link. So you want to make sure you look for that specifically. And the other nice thing about Imgur or whatever the site is called is you can select different sizes of the same image down here and it'll give you the specific code or link for that size of the image. That's the one you want. Again, direct link. Let's say you want to take it to the next level and you want to add an image to your background. So instead of background and then the color, you would put background space URL and then that specific link for your image that has the file type at the end, which again you can get from Imgur in the direct link section. So to add a banner to your profile like I've done here with this cryptic jasmine logo, you're just going to want to enter this section of code into your profile and then edit it to make it your own. You can copy everything here exactly, and the only thing that you might want to change is the box shadow. So around my banner, you'll see like this pink glow. You see that right here? This section here, the box shadow, and you could see that here is a color code as well. So now what you're gonna want for the banner itself is this section right here, which is the background image. It's the same thing. And again, and copied that exact direct link and pasted it right here, and that's how my banner appeared. That's literally the only thing I edited from this banner code that I found. I just replaced the image link, and I ended up with my banner on my page. It was very simple. So that's how you add a banner. Before we learn how to change the colors on everything else, we're going to add a footer. Now the footer on your profile is this down here. And again, I just created this, I just kind of whipped this up on Canva. If you're struggling to find designs that you like, you could definitely create your own. I just created this one very quickly on Canva. It's just 3 skulls and like a spirit board. What do they call those things? Yeah, anyway, so I just created that really quickly, and I created that on Canva, and then I uploaded it to my Imager. And again, same thing, I copied the direct link and I used this code. So the footer code is just footer open bracket, and then this information, it's pretty much just the border radius, and you can play with that size. And then the background image is where you paste your image link, the direct link. Now, as you see in my footer code, I put color white, and if you remember from earlier, when you have just color, that's always talking about font. So I couldn't really read the font after I uploaded my image on the footer, so I changed it to white, and that made it easier to read, as you will see here. So you might be wondering to yourself, how do you change these colors? So edit your profile, and then you're going to want to copy this exact code, which is the colon, root, open bracket, and everything underneath. Now keep everything in front of these semicolons the same, because that's going to tell your profile which pieces are going to be what color. And you change the color by changing the color here. Now again, you can just choose these generic colors like black and purple, like I did, or if you want to choose specific colors, go to your CSS color picker and do the RGB code just like we did before. So here's what all of these stand for. So the first one, which is logo dash blue, is literally this logo up here, the Spacehey logo. It is originally blue, but if you want to change that color so it blends in more with your profile, like I changed mine to black, then you would simply just change the color here. So if I change this to green, for example, the logo becomes green. So that's how you change the Spacehey logo color, just to like match the theme of your profile better. You can probably even add a background image on there, I'm sure, by doing the whole image thing that we've done in other sections. But for now, we're just gonna keep it simple. So I'm gonna change that back to black. Okay, now this section, the darker blue, is going to change your main links. So I have those purple right now, and that is all of these links: the edit your profile, view blog, view more, edit photo, all of these little links that you see everywhere. That section, that second section right here, that's gonna tell you the color of your links. So if I change this from purple to pink, or purple to black, or to green, it would change all of those links to that color. The third one, which is light blue, is the navigation bar under the logo, which is right here. So when you change the logo color, that was the first part that we did. So if you change that to green and this stayed black, this whole navigation bar would still be black, or you could change this to pink, but that just changes this little whole strip right here, right under the Spacehey logo, if that makes sense. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. So this third section is that navigation bar, and then under that, where it says even lighter blue, that's gonna change the boxes around your categories. So these, where it says general, music, movies, if you change that color, it will turn it into little boxes around these sections. So let me show you what that looks like by turning them green. Right now I have no color, so I just have that section with the blank space and then a semicolon, and that's to make it transparent. And that's what I have right now, so that the background color shows instead of a box. But if I change this to green, you're going to see what section I'm talking about. You see how all these are green now? Of course you do. So I'm just gonna delete this again because I want that to be transparent. I don't want a color there. I just want it to be my background color. Same with the lightest blue. So the lightest blue is pretty much the same thing, except for instead of right here, instead of these little boxes, it's these little boxes where the information is filled in. So if I change this to green, all of this section would be green in the same way that these boxes are green, but just over here on this side. So if you want to change that color, you can make that choice here. Again, I just have it blank so I can have the background color. The first dark orange is referring to all of these titles: about me, who I'd like to meet, and some of the text within the comment section. So I just wanted that to be black and just blend in with everything else. But if you want to change the color of who I'd like to meet and about me, you would put that here. Originally it's dark orange, so if you want that to be purple, you just put purple here where I put black. And light orange is talking about the comment section, specifically this box around the profiles of the people who left comments on your page. So this whole box that's black right now would be pink if I replaced it with pink, or purple if I replaced it with purple. So that's what this box is talking about. The even lighter orange is talking about the comment box itself, so where the comments are actually written. That's what that color is referring to, and again I just have black. And then finally the green is referring to the last green. I honestly don't even know what that's referring to because I played around with it and I didn't see any difference in relation to what it was talking about. So I don't actually know what, is it these? Oh, it might be the names. Let me check. Oh no, because I have that as pink right now. So yeah, to be honest, I don't know what this last one is referring to because I played around with it and changed the colors a bunch of times and didn't notice anything changing on my profile, so you could just leave that one blank, I guess. I didn't see any difference. And then finally, you would close the bracket, and then that's pretty much everything that I had in my code. So that is how you change all of the main colors on your profile. So that is it. Those are the top 5 things that you can do to upgrade your profile right away. And there's so much more that you can do with your profile. Now, I learned some of what I shared with you today from another YouTube channel simply called Noah. And there was a lot of helpful information. I learned part of the text information there. I learned how to change my background from that channel, and then I learned the other stuff just from messing around. So he's got a ton of more content on his channel, and he goes a little bit more into depth on how the code works because I still don't really get that part. But I highly recommend checking out his channel. Please go subscribe to his channel. And here's the final secret, the final resource, that I am trusting you with this information, okay? And you better not steal anyone else's profile. You better not rip anyone else's unique designs off. But I'm gonna tell you how to figure out how to get anything that you see from anyone else's profile on your own. Use this responsibly. Don't just go around jacking people's original designs. I basically use this trick to figure out how somebody added a cursor to their account. I went to their profile and I right-clicked and selected inspect, and that's gonna pull up the code for their profile. And if you dig through the code, you can sometimes figure out how they added something. That's how I learned how to add a banner, that's how I learned how to add a footer, and that's how I learned how to add a unique cursor to my profile. And if you inspect the elements, or if you inspect other people's profiles, you can find hidden treasure like that in their profile that you could use for yours as well. So those are my top tips for editing and updating your Spacehey profile. I hope that was helpful. I hope you had fun. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and go ahead and add me on Spacehey if you want to be friends on there as well. Don't forget to check out Rainbow Goth Store, Sugar and Spikes, and Glam Goth Beauty as well if you want lashes like this. And until next time, take care of yourselves because it is the most important thing. See you in the next video.